Victor. I'm here with a new Paint and Talk, and this time I want to talk about something that I realized in my last tournament, especially I realized in game 2, and is the morale of the player or the focus of the player. And here is something that I realized that sometimes, especially new players, we do this mistake, and I did this mistake in my second game. That is, we have a plan, we focus on this plan, and then something goes wrong, or you have a lot of losses, and suddenly you give up in the game. So you think that the game is done, and you cannot do anything. And if you look my report on the tournament, the last tournament of Age of Sigmar I played, I have a little bit of this mindset, right? I had a plan. I wanted to control the objectives, and then on first turn, my opponent charged me with the Seraphon, and he destroyed most of my clan and rats. Okay, and at this moment I thought, okay, the game is lost. And I lost the concentration, so I was not playing at the top of my concentration, because at that moment I thought, okay, the game is done. We just play now to try to lose the minimum possible, but then I was not maybe playing at my 100%. But then I realized on turn 2, at the end of the turn 2, that I was getting the advantage of the game again. Okay, because in my turn 2 I killed almost all his Seraphon warriors. I killed his guy with the Carnosaur, and he ran out of common points. So, and then I was thinking, maybe I should have played much even better my second turn. And then I instead of keep focus on the objective, I just lose the concentration and not playing really at 100% of my level. And I also realized that it can happen when you are also winning, that you relax and then suddenly you make mistakes that you should not do. And I did as well this on my third game. I was winning, I relaxed, and I almost give for free the secondary objective to my opponent, because I was sacrificing my battle lines, although was not needed anymore in turn 3 and 4. And in turn 4 I realized of the mistake I was doing, and I managed to save my last clan rat to avoid that he was getting the battle lines, because I was knowing at the moment, by the way he was playing, that he wanted to kill all my battle lines, so it was the secondary objectives. So my point here is, when you are playing, first, if you have big losses, don't give up. Keep focus on the objective, keep focus on trying to win the game. Sometimes you give up very fast, and maybe the game was not lost yet. Because it also can happen that your opponent relax, because thinks that the game is done, is won, and then he is going to make a mistake, and you will have the opportunity to came back to the game. So, and for me it was very clear on the second game I did in the tournament against the Seraphon. If I had played faster, if I had played more concentrated, maybe I was able to win, because his army at the end was more damage with less resources than my army, and I was able to have at the last turns better control on the objective, because I was also in better position in that point. So my advice here is, keep playing, keep concentrate, don't give up, and when you are winning, keep the same level of concentration, because in these games you make a mistake and maybe you lose your winning. Maybe you don't win anymore and you just have the ball. And in friendly games, maybe that is not important. The most important is to enjoy. But in the tournament games, maybe you will feel bad at the end of the game if you just don't win, because you get relaxed and you were not paying attention on the last turns. And I know that I do this mistake. When I'm winning, I'm also relaxing, and then it's when I do more mistakes, and suddenly the game becomes much closer than what I was expecting a turn before. Okay, so this was just my advice. I was thinking about the weekend, the gaming weekend. Another thing that I like to do is to review the games, and this is why I do the battle reports. This is another thing. It's quite interesting for me because then I realize and I analyze what are the mistakes I have done in each game and how I should work, how I should do in future games. But this is a conversation maybe for another video. Here, just my advice. When you are, if you have big losses or you think that you are going to lose, really analyze the game and check how you can turn the game in your favor later on. And the other thing is, when you are winning, don't relax, because if your opponent is making a right move at that moment, maybe you end up losing or drawing a game that you thought that was won. So yeah, that's all. Maybe it's something very obvious, but I realize the mindset of the player sometimes plays a much bigger role than what I think. And I think the good players, the players that are winning tournaments, or normally they end up in good position, are these players that they never give up. They never, even when they lose by a lot, they check how they can minimize the impact of the loss, or how they can scratch as much points as possible. And this is one of the most important things as well. When you are losing in a tournament, one of the things you have to think that, yeah, maybe you are not going to win, because most of the small tournaments you have to win the 3 games to be the first. But you can think how you can get a good position in the tournament and just try to scratch the secondary objective, try to do kill points, try to do things that will give you some points for the tournament, although maybe it's not the best. So you don't. Another thing, for example, in the tournaments I play, normally you get additional. Sometimes you get additional points, or the point average is then if you get draw in points, the way to break the draw or to break the tie game is to count the kill points. So really then focus yourself in doing as much as kill points as possible if you realize that you cannot win the game anymore, or because your opponent is really in front of you. So what I mean is, not is important just individual games. When you are in a tournament, also think in the overall points that you need for the tournament, because at the end I think this is the most important thing in the tournament gaming. So a different mindset of one afternoon game between the tournament game, and that was the advice I want to share, the thinking and the things that was in my mind at this moment, and I just wanted to share with you. I hope this talk was interesting for you. I hope this was something that it's of your interest, and please let me know in the comments below, what do you think, how do you play, and do you give up when you see that the game it's becoming too unbalanced and you had big losses? Do you relax too much when you are winning and then you end up losing or tying or drawing because you haven't paid as much attention in the last turns? Please leave that in the comments. Let me know your opinion, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.